people disregarded and treated like trash. Because this is not okay. This is not the world that God calls us to. The world that Mary told us, where the poor will be rich, the hungry will be fed, the hurting will be healed. And we're here because we are not just saying the words, but we're taking the actions, and we are calling for change. And we're being a part of that movement toward life and grace and justice and compassion and love. So that is the prayer tonight. That we might pray with our bodies today, tomorrow, and the next day. And we don't stop until that world that we know is possible, that we know that God is calling us toward, until that is the world that we see, the world that we experience, and that we live. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Can I introduce Thea Wilson?
Woo!
Besides being cold, how y'all doing tonight? You know, a great man once said, those who make peaceful revolution impossible will make violent revolution inevitable. And this is something that I don't think that the powers that be fully understand. You are playing with people's actual lives. The lives that we only get one of as far as we know. And I think that possibly the most disgraceful thing about this is that our supposedly Christian mayor, who attends New Hope Baptist Church about 2 miles away from where I was born, is penalizing the very people that he says his Savior would reach out to. These is the people that Christ would come reach out to. So I challenge all of my Christian community who say that you are about making the kingdom of heaven on earth. Look at these people. Look at these human beings right here. This is what is the only truth. Money ain't real. These are illusions. This is brick and mortar and matter. Relationship is the only place that you can truly judge how people really are. And Hancock has done a horrific job. He is a shame to the Christian community. He is a shame to the black community. I don't claim him, and neither does anybody who's real about this work. Albus Brooks comes here and smugly addresses a community, the homeless community, many of which I saw you there, trying to hold this man accountable, another supposed black Christian, who stands here in front of the community that we know that the Savior, if you believe in that, would reach out to, and turns his back once again. Let me tell y'all out here who want to move to Denver, who think that this is a great place to live. This mayor, this black mayor, has sold out not only black people, but all people. The rent going sky high. Can't nobody afford to live here anymore. Somebody from New York said, we paying too much for too little city. This ain't LA. This ain't the place that you would think that would end up being this expensive. He will not use measures to at least raise the quality of living. And he is trampling on the very least among us. Shame on you, Mayor Hancock. Shame on you, Albus Brooks. These are the people who really goddamn matter. And I think that when it comes to what the solutions look like, we're going to have to press even harder and make these people even more uncomfortable. If you can't sleep good, they shouldn't be able to sleep good. This ain't no game. When I'm looking at folks who like I'm fortunate enough to be housed. But a lot of this stuff is an accident of birth. This is what happens with capitalism. It's musical chairs. Somebody got to lose. Somebody got to lose. So I'm just going to turn this microphone over right now, but we finna march down to the main stage, which I believe is the Capitol. What is it? The courtyard, and they even really lit up right now. But there are some solutions. I need you, who are my followers on Facebook, to put motherfucking pressure on the government of Denver. I'm about to be posting the phone numbers of Albus Brooks. I'm about to be posting the phone numbers of Mayor Hancock. And from all around the country, I want y'all to come and crush these people. Because now is the time. Winter is here, and these people got to stay alive. Thank y'all very much. Oh, man.
All right, hey, listen, y'all. This is the National Slam poet. If he thinks he's leaving this stage without giving us some wisdom, ain't happening, bruh. Ain't happening. Ain't happening.
Oh, my God. Sorry. Oh. Yes. Oh, man. Okay. Damn it! Alright. I see it's mostly ladies in the crowd, so I'm about to do this poem as a dedication to, you know, the ladies who was mamas, and anybody who ever came from a mama, you know? So this is to y'all. This is called Woman. And it goes like this. Did you hear about the woman that they built from scratch? The one whose civil engineers were contracted to construct the arch in her cheekbone so that her smile could hold the weight of a family's sorrows. Eyelashes like power lines so that her soul conveyed clear messages from eyes of high-definition plasma crystals. That is, if anyone even bothered looking into them without mixing their signals, y'all. Not no perfect woman, not no top model video vixen, nah. A real woman the doctors wanted to construct round up from the start. So they took the exhaled air from baby's laughter and braided it into fiber optic cables to form the muscle fibers of her heart. So the East laughed. The cable shook and pumped pure joy throughout her being, which was processed by a mainframe computer at the top of her tower. But hours and hours of manpower from IBM, Pentium, Apple, Dell, Sony, Nokia could not manufacture a microchip to match a natural woman's neurology, so the Pentagon was brought in. And from the Black Ops Division, they reverse engineered her mind power from alien technology. How else could you get a woman's otherworldly intelligence? The know-how to unwrap a sperm and egg and unfold a destiny, then iron out the creases to a college degree, the origami paper crane so it flies on its own, leaving the nest in the direction it was destined to be. Y'all, a woman knows which toe on her baby's foot kicked her from inside the womb and formed the exact stretch mark on her belly. She knows the reason behind the reason why you say you can't stay and plot the precise distance between your car keys and your infidelity. She knows why you cannot look her in the eye. Brothers, it's because you are what you focus on. And the men most fascinated by cleavage is already boobs in the first place. And a woman from scratch was coming together. With round-the-clock crews working like red ants on Red Bull, trying to construct the queen they always wish they'd come from. Picture crack teams of scientists and architects with severe mommy issues projecting onto the project everything they never had to begin with, which of course left so many unanswered questions like, how strong should the biceps be to cradle a man's ego? Because nothing is more fragile when dropped back down to earth. The mass alone accounts for 80% of the weight of the world on her shoulders, the other part that comes from the burden of birth. And then the problem was discovered. Amongst all the axioms and formulas, there was one overlooked detail. In the midst of the great scientists, architects, and engineers on the team, shit, not a single one of them were female. Not a one. Because when it came time to construct that womb, the whole project began to unravel. With all the man's technological advances, none had ever accomplished the art of interdimensional travel. A feat that the uterus had mastered for babies since the beginning of time. A vortex had to be created, y'all. So the wife of the chief physicist came up with the solution. She gathered women from all walks of life whose journeys had led them to one common conclusion: a hysterectomy. Because no woman knew better the value of a womb than those forced to live without one. They gathered on the hip level of the feminine structure, formed a circle, and y'all, they began to sing. Sing for all them times we tried to recreate women who already existed. Sing for the Botox that stopped the wrinkles when all your skin was trying to do was remember your smile to help them spirits get lifted. For the broken breast implant that leaked for all the tears she kept inside her. For them one-night hit and runs where a woman tried to keep her man by throwing her uterus in front of his tires. Hoping that the bump would take him higher so he'd be closer to his fallen potential. When all the passion and the voices of vortex began to open up. But what happens after that remains classified. What we can say about the project is this. To build a woman from scratch had to be a man's idea, because only we would mock our own hands trying to recreate a creator. Our fingerprints can be found upon countless mistakes. We become expert at the art of how to miscommunicate, but if every word in this language, hello, can be twisted into lies, there's one among them all that can set them back up right, and that word is woman. Woman, a word so beautiful that if I shouted it into the Grand Canyon, I could jump off and fly around upon its echoes. There is a force in this world that even the gods must come to reckon with, and baby, their power is you, and you, and you, and you, and your mom and them too. Thank you. Don't make me do that no more.
Thank you. Hey, y'all. My name is PJ. What's up? What's up? Here, take this. I don't need that. Yeah. Shut up. I wanted to thank a few people. There are a few people that have been putting their lives on the line for years on this project, and I just wanted to sort of recognize them. I have had the privilege of sleeping next to this man under a tree 2 feet away. And this man, Ray, saves lives every night. So give it up for Ray! I have the privilege, and she hates when I do this, of being with this woman in the 20 degree or 10 below and grabbing human beings from dying on the streets as a vocation every single day of her life. And Teresa, you are my beloved. There are people who are just quiet about their work. They don't show up in obnoxious ways like I do. Ben, where are you? This man right here, Ben, is the only person who has a newspaper out that's telling the truth. Thank you, Ben. I can't help but thank my assistant. I am, by the way, bi-fucking polar. I am totally fucking bipolar.
Welcome to the club.
Yes. I was homeless 1 month when I was 21, and I knew what it was like to sort of not have. And then I had privilege, and so it fucking changed everything. Not everyone has privilege. My brother Brandon, where are you? This brother carries me. He's like, there's PJ. Where is he? Brandon. Yes, thank you. This is my brother.
Yeah!
Oftentimes, civil disobedience is planned. There are meetings. By the way, Rosa Parks was trained before she got on the bus. You know, she just got on the bus. She was black and got on a bus. I met a woman for the first time this week without any training who got in the back of a fucking garbage can, a garbage truck. She is the lesbian trash avenger, and she's why you're here tonight. Where's Candace? Candace. I want to run a mayor named Kayvon. This is a guy who's going to run for mayor. And we need to know that this man is organizing the business community around this work. And so let's realize that there are leaders in the business community. Stephen, Pope, Jerry. Where the fuck are you? Oh, I said it too. I said it. Man, this guy runs a whole camp.
Right over there.
And there's Stephen Pope. There are people, when one city dies, when a city dies, the new city is brought in by just a few people not afraid to be insecure. That's what's happening here tonight, is that we are bringing in a new society. Vincent Harding said, I am a citizen of a democracy that does not yet exist. But I am counting on you to bring in that democracy. America, you've never been America to me, but I swear this fucking oath. You will be America. You will be what you should be. And we tonight are going to bring in that. Thank you.
And we got this.
We got this.
Just what? 50 people here. We got this.
We
can do it. We are the people.
We are the people.
people.
So here are some logistics. So this is an active event. There are apparently like 50,000 people that are going to be in our city tonight that we want to start a conversation with. That's all we want to do, is start a conversation. I keep talking to people who don't know what's happening because they live in a bubble and they listen to Channel 9 News and the Denver Post, and they're lying.
Yeah!
They're lying. And so the only way for people to be broken out of the bubble is for them to encounter us, is to see us as human for the first time maybe, and to disrupt their consumption Christmas Eve. And so tonight what we want you each to do is spend at least 5 minutes walking up to people and having a conversation about what it is that's happening. We printed 1,300 flyers. So we want each of you to have 20 flyers or so, and we want you to hand them out. But don't just hand them out like you're at a protest. Hand them out and say, hey, we want to talk to you about what's happening to people that are invisible on our streets. We've also created this little blue tent out of blue tarps that is a symbol of what we need in this city, which is shelter. basic human shelter. And so, but don't give these away because we don't have that many. Only give them away if people swear that damn oath to make America possible again. And ask them, say, will you wear this pin if I give it to you until the camping ban is lifted? Do not give anyone a pin that won't put it on in real time. What we want you to do after this is go grab 20 flyers and at least 10 pins, and then in about kind of pods of 5 or 10, be prepared to just kind of get embedded in the parade. For those of you who want to act a little bit more interestingly, go for it. By the way, they will fucking arrest you. I happen to know that person.
I'm gonna interrupt you. Non-violent, not aggressive. Yeah. Always. Everybody here. Non-violent, not aggressive. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
So ironically, Candace put this together on Tuesday on a Facebook, and we don't have a permit, but the police chief called me yesterday and said, hey, I hear you got a little something going on. They're not going to mess with us as long as we are not engaging in ways that are disruptive. However, we must disrupt people's ambivalence. And so the idea is to sort of walk along the periphery in the parade and to show up. If you want to dance and do the hokey pokey, do what you need to do. Make your presence known. If you have a problem with the police, just ask one of us. Ray and I are assigned. Ray, raise your hand. Ray, well, we just saw Ray. Ray and I are working with the police chief so that we have a conversation if there's something that's complicated. I don't know if people want to take down a number, but we'll be around. But just please don't engage the police. Any other things?
Bring back your lights.
Oh, yeah. Oh. These are, can I have one? Oh, I have one on. These lights are used, I've spent a fair amount of time in the global south. These lights bring people sustainability. We want to make sure these lights get back to homeless people who have tents. And so before you leave, if you leave at 8 or 8:30 or 9 or 10, make sure you bring the lights back and put them in the box so that the homeless community can have these lights in their tents.
Because I know where you live. Anybody that doesn't have one. Anybody that doesn't have one.
Anybody?
Ray, where do we bring them back when we're done?
Right here.
Right here?
I got him.
We don't have one.
If anyone wants a cigarette, he has 10 packs. Just FY fucking I. I think that's it. What I would say is enjoy a parade. We all ought to celebrate. Enjoy the parade, but make your presence visible.
I have a question. Is this what Christmas is all about?
Yes.
It's Christmas.
Exactly. No, it's not. But okay.
Right, it's a way to start a conversation.
Here are our distributors of the blue tarps. The blue tarp, if you fold it, it looks like a tent. So put the pin in a way that it really appears like a tent. And so it's not that hard to do. And then when you show up with people, show them what you've got. The flyers are over here, only take about 20. And I think that's it. We have one more person who wants to speak. Is there anything else? Any other questions?
Where are the flyers?
The flyers are over there. Take 20.
And come back here when you're done, right? Come back.
And then come back here. Let's say, what time is it now?
It is right there.
Let's say 9:15, right back here to kind of celebrate. I've got a little bit of Jack Daniels for anybody who wants it.
This one's
Hi, everybody. Hi, y'all. My name's Jason Smith. Hey, go get him! Hey, can I talk on the microphone? No, I can't.
Hello.
You have to step away.
My name is Jason Douglas Smith. I was born here in Denver. I lived in Conifer. I was born in General Hospital. I haven't been here since I was 6. I was raised in Oklahoma.
Most of the time I did in their penitentiary. Most of the time I did in their penitentiary for a couple of joints, y'all. I just did 16 calendars for a little bit of weed and stuff, and it's not right. It's cruel. I come down back home to Denver, and my daughter, she's 23. She was taken from me, so I did get in a fight with police. But it was after I got pushed around by them, and I just reacted like any man will that's getting shoved and pushed around. And so like I said, I did 16 calendars. My daughter wasn't raised by me. I had to give her up. Her name's Haley Nicole Smith, Cherry Top. She goes by on Facebook in Oklahoma. And if she's in Oklahoma, I love her, you know. I know she is. I mean, she knows I had to come up here and get on my disability and get on my feet because I was born here in Oklahoma. Just wanting to put me around a little bit. Excuse my language, but and now I'm here in my hometown. Hopefully, I will get, you know, help and support. I like that people do sure take their time to feed us homeless, but you know, change helps too. Knock us out with your change. Cigarettes help too. I don't know where these come from, but
You're the winner.
everything is a blessing. And but to all the homeless people, I feel you out here, how cold it is. You know, keep your head up or keep it down, keep warm. But I love you, brothers. Stay solid, stay strong, and keep on. All right.
Channel 9 News is here, and looks like Denver Police's helicopter's in the sky already.
What's your name? My name is PJ D'Amico.
Here's some of the lights that they have. People are wearing. So, and it's hard to see, but they're staging the parade of lights over here. But, anyways, I'm going to go down for a little bit. I will probably come back up when something goes on or when the parade starts or whatever. So anyways, until then, thank